Hey guys, Vol here again, and I want to take you through a game of Warhammer 40,000 tabletop that I played recently. The photo you're looking at is a photo taken from from last Sunday when I was at the Auckland gaming club for 40k and Warhammer and so forth. And the gentleman to the left of the picture is my opponent Dave, who was playing a game against me. And you can see on the table in the bottom right, there's my Eldar army already deployed, and on the left hand side he's deploying his Orks. This was a Orks versus Eldar, and the objective was taken hold, or I think it's capture and something about capturing the one objective only rather than three of them. And the deployment are table quarters, so I'm on one quarter of the table, and he's diagonally opposite. Now, moving to this next picture, you can see my forces just set up here and over the other side. Just in the background, you can see some Orks playing against a Space Marine Salamanders player. You probably can't see it in too fine detail, but on my side over here, I've got the Harlequins borrowed from my buddy Mark and some Dark Reapers up on top of the tower, as well as all my Wraith Guard, which I take these days, and War Workers in the foreground. Next picture, you can see a bit of a close-up on the War Workers here. I actually forgot to fire my War Workers in one of the turns of this game, which I was totally hitting myself for. That's like 24 shots at strength 6, half of them hitting, which is totally ridiculous. Next time I play a game, I'm actually going to keep a piece of paper with all of the different rules that I need to remember written down, because I forgot tons of stuff. I forgot about the scouts, how you can move your walkers once after you've deployed, and I forgot various other different rules regarding Harlequins. So let's move to the next picture. Now, just to explain here, you can see some Space Marine models in amongst all of these Orks, and like one model from War Machine or Hordes or whatever it is. This guy plays Orks, but he was using some of his Space Marine models to represent Orks. In this case, the Terminators are meant to represent Mega Arbor Knobs. It's just because his army got stolen, believe it or not, which is really unfortunate, and he had to represent some models like that. But, wow, lots of Ork boys. He had about 90 boys in this army, most of them shooters, which really sucked for me because I couldn't really deal with them all. Let's go to the next picture. I had some Pathfinders deployed in the forest. This list that I tried out actually had 3 squads of Pathfinders, all upgraded Pathfinders, and what I didn't realize is that Orks have the Fearless rule when they're massive mobs, and I couldn't even pin them. So Pathfinders, I thought they might be really cool on paper, but actually turned out to be terrible. So that is something that I am learning. This is like my 3rd game of 40k back in the 5th edition rules, so yeah, still learning a lot of stuff. Let's go to the next picture. Here are my other Harlequins and Pathfinders just waiting back. I spent most of the game sort of just standing here and shooting, and then moving back a little bit until he got to my line. Go to the next picture. The Water Spiders were actually harassing his forces from way over the other side of the battlefield, so that actually went quite well. But only problem is that the Orks got a lot of cover saves, and they had the custom force field generator, which really stopped me from doing as much damage as I hoped I would. Next picture, the Orks are just about at my lines here. The Wraith Guard are trying to defend. I actually picked off one of his Dreadnoughts, but didn't quite stop them all, and I got overrun here eventually. Here's a shot of it with the Pathfinders just shooting at the Orks as they eventually make it over to my lines. Next photo is the Orks just hanging right. This is one squad of Orks right back at the other corner of the battlefield, holding his objective. So he played this a bit smarter than I did. He kept his objective. I didn't quite prevent the Orks from eventually breaking across my lines and getting to the objectives. The Harlequins, let's go to the next picture, by the way. Here are the Warp Spiders just on their own after they realized they couldn't really get close enough to do any decent damage once the Orks got very, very close to my line. It was a bit tough for them to get there. Let's go to the next picture. Here's me being overrun. The Harlequins are actually broken. They tried charging the Knobs. Unfortunately, the Knobs beat them off. I forgot a couple of the Harlequin rules. I forgot they had Furious Charge. I forgot a number of different things this game, and I did eventually lose. Let's go to the next picture. And here's him representing these Terminators and Trolls and whatever you call them. They're meant to be representing Mega Arbor Knobs, and they just totally thrashed my Rangers once they eventually got into combat. And next picture over here, the Wraith Guard just trying to stem off a bit of an attack here from the Orks. Next picture over here is just a group of Warp Spiders on their own, really not able to do too much other than hang out here. But it's not like Warhammer when you're able to capture table quarters. But unfortunately, I lost this game. I did a number of different things wrong, and I picked a list which wasn't really the best list I could have chosen, but I learned a lot of things and picking things up very quickly. And I'm enjoying 40k. I'm even thinking about collecting a Warhammer Fantasy army, but just thought I'd show you guys how I'm doing with 40k anyway. Okay, well, thanks for watching.